Hello and welcome to another episode of I Can't Get It Off and I Don't Know What to Do. I mean, my YouTube channel, off the ground. Not anything weird, pervert. So what if I tell you that you can shoot authentic fake aerochrome using only cheap components and never have to open Photoshop? I guess most of your reaction would be, I don't care about this shit and who are you again and please leave my home and I'm calling the cops. This is kinda niche stuff that doesn't have a lot of people, huh? I guess this video is gonna tank again. Well, whatever dude, we are already going downhill. I haven't been satisfied with the color infrared shot that you get from say 590 or 720 nanometers. The 720 for example works in black and white, but they cut out too many colors from the light spectrum. And so the image becomes a bit too monochromatic. Skin tones and many things turn out to be this like dead, lifeless white color. And other things just turn red, so there's little variety. Traditional aerochrome film and digital emulation use rotten 12 yellow filter, which lets color from the yellow spectrum onwards in. And I think that's the key to the green-yellow skin tones. I do have two problems. One, I don't actually have access to a rotten 12. It's too niche of an item to be sold anywhere in Vietnam. And the second problem is, even if I got one, I don't want to do all kinds of channel swapping bullshit in Photoshop just to get the photos. I also look into the aerochrome filter and, well, I almost ordered one, but in the end the color just doesn't feel right. The authentic fake aerochrome look for me has this palette of basically red turns into yellow and yellow turns into green and green foliage turns to red. I guess a disclaimer here is you needed a full spectrum camera too. It's not some simulation bullshit. To solve the first problem, I decided to try a $3 yellow filter that I found on the absolute worst e-commerce site I have ever used. And my reasoning basically is, in the end yellow is yellow, right? How bad could it be? Even if they are not exactly the same frequency. I guess I hope the images would still be in the ballpark and some wiggling in the editing room will fix it. I mean, turned out it worked surprisingly well, so yeah, that's huge. To solve the Photoshop problem, I first looked into alternative ways to do it, which led me to this random ass program called Rai I found on the internet somewhere, which supposedly uses the same algorithm to swap the channels. I found one problem with that program though, which is it doesn't actually spit out RAWs that is readable by Photoshop and Capture One and the likes. So I literally just asked the AI overload to vibe code that feature in for me and wow, it worked. Suck it human, I guess. Skynet wins today. And the initial results seem to have the right colors. Blue skies, red/pink foliage and green skin tones. It looks a little bit off, but I figure if I play with the curves and the sliders a bit, I could nudge the photo to look right. Then by a stroke of luck, I thought, what if I was able to use the 180-degree hue swap trick in Capture One to somehow get the colors that I wanted. I guess I haven't explained that in the last video, so yeah, here's the trick in Capture One. If you are shooting with like a 590 nanometer, you can hue swap the color spectrum in Capture One by going to the Advanced Color tab, press the plus down here, move the hue slider all the way to the right, and then that makes the hue of the whole image shift by 30 degrees. Repeat 6 times and you get a 180-degree hue swap. So foliage is pink and the sky is blue in the 720 nanometer look. So I start doing that for my aerochrome raw pre-convert, and to the disbelief of my eyes, after 3 repeats, the photos turn out exactly the same as the one converted by Rai. Holy shit dude, is this the key to a no-frills Capture One only workflow that I wanted all along? It seems so. No more third-party software. No more vibe coding bullshit. I can do everything in Capture One. Save it on a preset and literally just apply all that to my aerochrome raws. It is as seamless as editing my normal photos. I have inspected the files a bit more since, and it seems that there's a debayering difference between dry and the Capture One color wheel method. The color palette look the same, but the colors look more harsh converted with dry and a bit more average out using the color shifts. I think the shift actually made the images a little bit more pleasing now, so oh, it's good. I'm sure someone smarter than me can explain how a 90-degree hue swap is the same as this complicated ass formula. Or you can tell me how stupid and wrong I am. That's fine too. They say curiosity can murder your dogs or something, I don't know. We don't have that expression here. But yeah, I can't believe I'm this lucky. Now that I got the colors in the ballpark, I just need to play with the RGB curves and the HSL sliders a bit to nudge the colors closer to the real thing. In the HSL, after the swap, red controls green, green controls blue, and blue controls infrared. Bring the brightness down a bit so it looks a bit more low-key. Add a bit of contrast, a bit of grain, tiny bit of texture and dehaze. And I guess turning off all noise reduction because I hate that. Oh, and I also add my typical film curve that brings down the whites a bit and really slightly bring up the blacks. That sounded kinda racist actually, but whatever. Save that all in a preset and I got a one button to make aerochrome photos straight from Capture One. You can run the whole thing through Ektachrome or something to make the images more authentic, but that shit is not for me, dude. I'm happy enough to be a digital sheep here. Now that we got a working formula, what do we do with it? Obviously, I brought it to shoot some street photography. The looks work pretty well in the street of Vietnam. We Vietnamese tend to like trees and plants a lot. And you can see it everywhere in our living or working places and environment, so yeah. Oh, and before we do that, I put the Capture One preset on the link down below, so if you're doing the same thing, maybe that will help. After a few weeks of using the Nex 5N, this camera seemed to have developed a bit of a shutter problem. Sometimes it just wouldn't hold the half press very well, and when I full press the camera would lose focus. I tried taking the top plate apart and clean the shutter a bit, but it didn't really seem to have. Right now I figure if I smash the shutter button repeatedly for a bit, then the shutter works fine again for like half an hour, so yeah. I guess there are consequences to buying cheap cameras, huh? This thing ain't no Hasselblad, that's for sure. This image, I guess, is a powerful example of the effect of aerochrome. Both of the trees and the rails here are green, but through this camera it becomes two different colors. foliage turns the red and the rail turns purple here. I think there's a lot of creative potential here once you learn which color turns to which. Obviously, there's the deeper philosophical question of why this look. I mean, by now you have probably learned that aerochrome is used for surveillance, commentary device, etc. And I don't know what will lead of this yet for me. But as right now, it's just a fun experiment and I do like the strangeness the false color look brings. Oh, and also I guess you can figure out who are the posers who put fake flowers in front of their houses, so that's cool. In conclusion, yeah, this works and it's super fun. If only this camera would stop shitting itself, then it would be great. I imagine this camera being so old and not super well built to begin with. The shutter mechanism is already halfway deteriorating to hell. Otherwise, I love that this camera can do both the aerochrome look and the HIE look very seamlessly now. Just need those swap filters. And it doesn't take any space in my bag. To have the whole workflow contained in Capture One and not have to deal with a third called Adobe Photoshop is also a dream. So yeah, I'll definitely use this thing more. I hope this video was fun and helpful. Subscribe to see more aerochrome photos. Thank you all for watching and until next time, I'll see you guys around.